Great night, sure to send a chill down your spine. Today presenting the circus. Welcome to Creep Night. I hope you all like clowns. I'm your host, and I am here to make your night a little bit more sinister. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And remember, if you see something, say nothing. Just smile and wave. The Ringmaster. Come one, come all, step right up and see what we have in store for you all tonight. We have a night of magic, mystery, and mayhem planned for you. You'll see mind-bending illusions, death-defying stunts, and side-splitting comedy. So come on down and enjoy a night of entertainment that you won't soon forget. Jack, a tall young man, walked up to the circus tent. He was intrigued with what could be inside the tent. The ringmaster ushered him to a seat. Jack looked around the tent and saw all sorts of people, from children to adults. He could hear the sound of animals and the smell of popcorn in the air. He was excited to see what the circus had to offer. The circus tent was large and colorful. There were banners and flags flying overhead. The seats were arranged in a semicircle around the center ring. The center ring was where the performers would do the acts. Jack could see a few performers already warming up. There was a clown juggling balls, a tightrope walker practicing her routine, and a group of acrobats doing their warm-up exercises. Jack couldn't wait to see the show. He had never been to a circus before, and he was sure it would be amazing. He sat back in his seat and prepared to be entertained. The Ringmaster. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show on earth. In a few short moments, you are going to witness something so extraordinary, so mind-blowing, so jaw-dropping, that you will never forget it for the rest of your lives. I am talking about the amazing, the incredible, the one and only. The show started with a parade of performers. The clowns came out first, followed by the acrobats and the jugglers and the animal trainers. The crowd cheered as the performers marched around the center ring. After the parade, the show began in earnest. The clowns performed their silly stunts, the acrobats tumbled and flipped through the air, and the jugglers tossed their balls and clubs high into the air. The crowd laughed and clapped at the performers' antics. The ringmaster went behind the curtain, and after a while he came out with a short-looking clown. The clown was wearing a big red nose, floppy shoes, and a colorful wig. He had a big smile on his face and waved to the audience. The children cheered and clapped and the adults smiled. The clown then started to do some tricks like juggling balls and making balloon animals. The audience laughed and clapped and the clown had a great time entertaining them. A tall clown with a bulbous red nose and a wide smile looked into the audience, her eyes scanning the crowd until they landed on Jack, who was sitting in the middle row. Jack felt a chill run down his spine as the clown's eyes locked on his, and he couldn't help but feel like she was looking right into his soul. The clown's smile widened even further and she winked at Jack before turning her attention back to the stage. Jack shook his head, trying to clear the strange feeling that had come over him, and tried to focus on the show. But he couldn't help but feel like the clown was watching him, even when she wasn't looking at him. A deep smile spread across her face as he pointed at Jack and whispered something into the ringmaster's ear. The ringmaster's eyes widened, and in surprise he turned to look at Jack with a mixture of curiosity and excitement. Jack felt his heart start to race as he wondered what the woman had said to the ringmaster. Ringmaster, ladies and gentlemen, we would like a volunteer. Everybody seemed excited except for Jack. He was nervous and didn't want to be picked. The small clown walked across the rows, determining who she wanted as her volunteer. She stepped in front of Jack, and a horrendous grin spread on her face, showing all of her rotten teeth.
This one right here will do nicely.
Jack's heart sank. He knew he was going to be picked. The clown waved at her, and Jack reluctantly got up and walked over to her. She took his hand and led him up to the stage. The crowd cheered as Jack walked up the stairs. He felt sick to his stomach. He knew he was going to regret this.
Uh, I don't think that is a good idea. You might want to pick someone else. You want me to get in there with the tigers? You're crazy.
The clown continues, "It has to be you. No one else can do it. This is the only way."
It has to be you. No one else can do it. This is the only way.
The ringmaster continues, "Well, folks, here we have it, our first volunteer of the night. Give him a round of applause." The ringmaster grabbed Jack's arm and began to pull him down the center of the stage. Jack tried to struggle, but the ringmaster was too strong. Jack's feet dragged along the ground as the ringmaster pulled them closer and closer to the center of the stage. The crowd cheered as Jack was forced to his knees in front of the ringmaster. The ringmaster leaned down and whispered in Jack's ear, "You're mine now." Jack felt a wave of terror wash over him as he realized he was completely at the ringmaster's mercy. Jack is forced to the center of the stage. He can feel thousands of eyes watching him. The ringmaster smiled, a white, toothy grin making him seem demonic. His teeth were sharp and white, and they seemed to gleam in the darkness. His eyes were also dark and piercing, and they seemed to stare right through you. His skin was pale and his hair was long and black. He wore a black suit and a red tie, and he had a top hat on his head. He looked like something out of a horror movie. As the ringmaster continues, "Ladies and gentlemen, for our first staring act, we will attempt to tame the tigers. These majestic creatures are known for their strength, power, and agility. They are also known for their ferocity, and they are not to be trifled with. But we are not afraid. We have trained for this moment, and we are confident that we can tame these tigers. We will use our strength, our courage, and our wits to overcome these beasts. And when we are done, we have proven that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. So come on down and watch as we tame the tigers." The ringmaster looked at Jack with a deranged look in his eyes. His pupils were dilated, and his sclera was bloodshot. His mouth was twisted into a manic grin, and his teeth were bared. His skin was pale and clammy, and his hair was matted and greasy. He looked like it hadn't slept in days, and he smelled like he hadn't bathed in weeks. Jack felt a chill run down his spine as he stared into the ringmaster's eyes. He knew that he was in the presence of something evil. Jack slowly makes his way to the tiger cage, his heart pounding in his chest. He looks back at the ringmaster, almost in a last effort to plead with him to not make him go in there. The ringmaster just smiles and nods, urging him on. "Go on." The ringmaster begins to push Jack into the tiger cage. Jack is pushed in the tiger cage. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is a one-in-a-lifetime scene. For the first time ever, we bring you the amazing Jack, who will transform from a man to beast before your very eyes. The crowd gasps in excitement as Jack steps out into the center ring. He is a tall, muscular man with a wild look in his eyes. He is wearing only a loincloth and his body is covered in sweat. Jack takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. His body begins to change, his muscles grow larger, his skin turns green, and his teeth sharpen into fangs. Within seconds, he has transformed into a huge, ferocious beast. The crowd roars in amazement as the beast roars back. Jack paces back and forth, his muscles rippling beneath his fur. He looks like a wild animal, but there is also something intelligent in his eyes. The ringmaster closes the gate behind him and smiles widely back at Jack. Jack can help but feel a sense of dread as he looks into the ringmaster's eyes. They are dark and empty, like two bottomless pits. Jack knows that he is over his head, but it's too late to turn back now. The ringmaster has him, and there's nothing he can do about it. The ringmaster says, "Welcome back, Jack. We sure did miss you around here." Jack looks at the ringmaster confused. As the ringmaster continues, "We were not sure if we were going to be able to catch you after the last escape you made. You had outsmarted us and slipped through our fingers. We had no idea where you were or what you were planning. We were starting to lose hope, but we knew that we had to keep trying." And so, folks, can you escape the circus? I guess not. Thank you for listening to Creep Night.